So we have our friends from Mutual FBNQuest. So there's one thing I know about money conversation is about how people talk about investment. But then investment is not just something you start doing without a proper guide or even the assistance of an expert. Recently stumbled on mutual funds as a means to get into the investment world, and I'm eager to know more about this. Today we have with us our experts from FBNQuest Asset Management. Joining us on the show now is the head, Equities and Alternative Solutions, FBNQuest, Laura Fisayo. Welcome to the show, Laura.
Thank you very much, Mariah. Thank you.
So tell us exactly what is mutual fund.
Fantastic. So a mutual fund, I mean, if you think about, say, all of us on this table, we come together, we put our monies together because we want to invest. We hire a manager, like FBNQuest Asset Management. We define with that manager what it is we want to invest in our portfolio, what asset classes we want to invest in, etc. Once we do that and we register that product with the SEC, that's essentially a mutual fund. So it's a collective scheme where we come together and we invest for a common goal. Usually a manager will create this investment scheme and will advertise it and have various people come together and invest for this common goal.
Is it the same thing as a partnership? Or does the partnership evolve into a mutual fund?
So when you think about, I mean, a partnership in a way, right, in the sense that we're all going to a common goal, right? We all have a common thing where we're working towards. A mutual fund is usually structured as a trust in a way. So we hire a trustee whose job it is to represent all the, as they're called, unit holders. So because we all come together from different walks of life to invest, we then have this trustee that we will hire, and his job is just to ensure that all our needs are met, are represented properly by the manager.
So I love talking about money and investment. I do it every Monday. And I understand that it's good to have diversified portfolio. I love real estate, but I also know the importance of mutual funds. People are watching right now and they don't know much about mutual funds, and they're trying to understand the pros and cons of mutual funds. So what exactly would you say to such a person?
Thanks. So, and I'm glad you mentioned diversification. So I think I'll start there. So one of the biggest pros, right, is that because we're all putting money together, we can then come up with a larger pool and maintain a diversified portfolio. Perhaps not in the same way that, if I just had my 10,000 naira, I may not be able to buy 20 assets to diversify my portfolio. But if we all put money together and we have 500 million, 1 billion, then that money, that portfolio can be more diversified than just my little 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. So that's that's one. Secondly, they are regulated. Again, it's so important when you're investing to think about the regulator who is who is covering your investment. Like, you wouldn't put your money in Laura and Co Bank. I mean, I would love it, but to be honest, it's probably not the best thing to do because it's not CBN covered. And in the same way, it's the same thing. With mutual funds as well, you have expert management. So the manager is an expert in the asset class. So again, you can feel comfortable that what you're investing in will work for you.
Well, every good thing has a other side. So just
I think the one con is that the mutual fund itself is established.
Okay.
It is separate from you as the individual. So you can't sort of say, I like, stock A.
Here.
Yes, or I like investment B. Invest in that. Because the manager is making a choice for you.
As an expert.
As an expert. So you don't have that kind of
control
that you would want.
So if I was starting as an investor the very first time, as a green on, I don't know anything, would mutual funds be the best option to start with?
I think so. I think absolutely it is a good place to start. For the reasons I mentioned earlier. The pros, this is a regulated asset class. It's a regulated investment. It is managed properly by experts. It can be invested in asset classes because there are so many kinds of mutual funds. You can choose the one that works for you. You can choose the kind of risk tolerance you're looking for, the kind of assets you want to invest in. And so it's an excellent place to start because, again, you also have, it really is created for everybody. So many mutual funds, for example, some of the ones that we have, some solutions we have, where this is like 5,000 naira, you can start.
Yeah, I was
investing.
going to ask what class of people and like how much is the barrier of
Baseline.
entry? Yeah.
Exactly, and it's made for everybody. In fact, I think that's probably one of the greatest benefits of mutual funds, because you can come with your 5,000 naira and get the 11.75% return in a money market fund that somebody with 1 million naira will
Would
get.
also be getting.
Right? So it really does, as you would say, it democratizes finance.
Right.
It really allows everybody
What
to
are
invest.
the benefits of working with mutual fund trust? Because I know I have experienced this, and I did the opposite, where I lost money because I went to somebody who wasn't certified or who didn't have the backing of the CBN at the time. And so I lost all the money. So what's the benefit of working with an FBN mutual fund?
I'll start there. Right, I will start with the regulation. The first thing is we are regulated by the SEC. So the SEC is the regulator for capital markets and for investments in Nigeria. And so the first thing is, because the SEC has created the mutual funds market and has defined the rules for the various asset classes and the various kinds of funds, what it means is that, first of all, you can be comfortable that if you choose a mutual fund from a regulated house like ourselves, it follows the rules that the SEC has set up for your protection. Secondly, we have a variety of funds. We talked earlier about the fact that we have funds, where you can invest, 5,000 naira, you can start your journey, right? We have investments across currencies, so in naira and dollars as well. So again, just giving investors the choice. As expert managers as well, I think, if I say so myself, the returns are quite attractive. So, you are able to earn strong returns, over and above what you would earn perhaps, in a bank account or things like that.
So do you just gather your friends together, or does FBN decide who you come to, who the pool of people that come together?
So because we have registered a product, right, we are able to then sell that to everybody. So we would market, we'll come on TV as we are today, for example, and talk about ourselves and expect that people will come, we'll check our websites, will call us.
So we don't need to come as a group. We just come as an individual and buy a slot into the product.
Exactly. You come as an individual, you register, you fill out your KYC, you do all the normal things, open an account, and you can invest for yourself. Okay. You can do it for your children, you can do it for a friend, you can do it. I mean, it's endless. The idea is that everybody should be saving, and, honestly, with the way Nigeria, with the inflation in the country, you can't have your money just doing nothing at this point.
I'm all for investment.
That I think would be on the mind of a Nigerian, because we like to price market. So what's the cost? For in our investment, for instance, if I put 20 naira there, will you be taking 5 naira to be my fund manager?
What's the cost?
So I'm okay. No. So to be honest, so fund managers will normally charge a management fee, and it varies. So it will be usually between 1 to 1.5% per annum of the money that you invested.
Okay, that's nice.
But I would also make the point that, like, when we talk about returns at FBNQuest, so when I say the yield of the money market fund is 11.74, or I say the yield of the bond fund is 11.35, I'm saying net of fees. Okay. So that is you going home. There's no, I will tell you a yield today, and then tomorrow, I'm taking out fees and telling you, but actually after fees it's this. No.
Okay.
So we tell you net of fees, so you know what you're getting at the end of the day.
FBNQuest is doing quite a bit.
So, but just a question, one more question, please. I wanted to find out, for some, you've already mentioned for the 5K, 10K, but if somebody says, okay, I'm bringing in more amounts of money, do they get more returns on their money?
So I'm glad you talk. So first of all, if you invest in a mutual fund, it really is, everybody is getting the same return because it's one product.
Okay.
But you can always talk to a manager if you have a lot more money and you want to create a bespoke portfolio for yourself, and you can absolutely do that. But with mutual funds, to be honest, whether you have, and I guess that's one of the great benefits, whether you have 5,000 naira or 1 billion, if you invest in a money market fund, you get the return of the money market fund as a pool.
How do we reach you?
Fantastic. So, so I think you should also go on our website. That's always a good place to start. So you can reach us at www.beyondtoday.fbnquest.com. Beyond today, as in always think of tomorrow, right? As in always think of the future. So beyondtoday.fbnquest.com. Absolutely start there. You can also email us. invest as in investing, so invest at FBNQuestMB.com. We also
Let me
encourage...
pause you for a second because people always never trust websites. It's just like there's somebody there that's not
Numbers
there.
are on
So
the screen.
so somebody will get back to you.
Absolutely,
on website.
100%. You can reach us on our website. You can, you can also email us. So if you want a more personal, maybe you can email us if you feel that's, or you can call us. So our numbers are on the screen: 0705 703 2117. So you can also call us as well, and we will.
And for those of us that like the social media, just want to go online, can we get on information on social media also?
Yes,
Are you guys
yes,
on there?
yes, we're on
Twitter page.
Instagram. Yes, yes, yes.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Good.
So you can find
Thank you
us
very
everywhere.
much. It's good to know that because lots of people earn money, but they don't know what to do with the money.
Exactly.
People talk is always asking us to land. Some people
Invest, yeah.
some people they're also scared
They have
of should I do
some-
land or
yeah.
no. So it's good to know that there are options.
Options,
Mutual funds.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that's
Thank
the main thing, that they're options.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It was a pleasure. And I love your hair.
Thank
It's
you.
all natural.
natural.
Beautiful.
Thank
Fully
you.
Nigerian.